Okay, people, it's getting close now. Today is Wednesday, and I will be setting off to the track next Thursday evening. So we've got about a week to get the last prep done on both the bike and the trailer. So now I'm going to have to mount another chock in the trailer, move that one across, get the second one in. So that's a job we've got to do. I'm still riding this on the street at the moment, so we're about 450 miles at the moment, so we're getting close to the break-in change of oil. So I've got a filter, I'll go and grab some oil soon. Oh, I did buy this matte black just because it was available on Amazon like next day, so that's in and installed, and I might be able to mount my little Draggy Pro on the back of the tail here, so that was kind of useful for that too. And we've got to get rid of obviously the indicators. We're going to tape up the lights. We've got the wheel changes to do, so I've got my wheel change machine over there in the corner. It's sorry for the whole mess in here, I know it's a bit crazy, but so this is my wheel change machine, works very well. I've got a wheel balancer tucked in here. I've got the slicks in the box. Oh, and I've got a pre-mixed coolant that I've made up with the sort of water wetter thing. So we'll be coolant out for the non-glycine. So I've got my mount ready for my little lap timer phone thingy. And then we've got to pack all of this in the truck. So yeah, not all of it, but you know, a lot of stuff to get through within the week. But we'll get it done, I am sure. So follow me along if you want to see what we do to get the final prep done. Okay, so first little side mission looking good. We've moved the chock over and we can get both bikes with a nice bit of space both sides. Obviously you need to figure out some strapping positions, but looks to be pretty good from initial positions. So yeah, I'm very pleased about that. I'll finish up putting a couple more bolts in this one. Okay, so at the moment we have completed 492 miles. I don't know if you can see that just there, but it was there, 492 miles. Now I was hoping to get to at least 500 before we did the first oil change, but for the sake of 8 miles I think I can live with that. And yeah, I don't have too much time left, so I might ride this tomorrow still to work and back, who knows. But I do have the oil prepared and ready. We've got some nice Motul fully synthetic 1040 and the filter, so we've got that to do. Okay, so we are going to go with it tonight. So I've got this big tray here which I'm going to dispense the oil into. The idea being, if any, you know, horrible objects come out, then we'll be able to see them quite clearly rather than into a big thick pan where you might not see it. So that's my idea. That's what I'm going with. So 8mm hex, I think it is. Let's see if we can pop this off. Here we go. Let's see, a moment of truth. So whilst we're draining, you'll see that my front tyre is on the floor, my back wheel is on the stand. When it's finished draining and we've, you know, including the oil filter, then I'll put the front back on a stand so that we level out the bike, ready for checking the dipstick when we go to fill it up. Alright, then with the trusty oil filter pliers, we'll just get this one off. It's quite tight, very tight. Let's hope it's not cross-threaded. That would be a nightmare. I think we're okay. Whew. I have managed to cross-thread one myself before, but that's fine. Right, we'll let that drain out too. Don't know how well you can see inside there, but I've had a quick look and I can't see any bad things going on in the filter, so that's good news. The oil itself looked extremely good as well. I know you can't see very well, but there's no like glittery bits, there's no swarf or anything in there. I'll get it out into the sunlight in a minute. So I am going with an aftermarket item, which is a pre-drilled M14 by 1.5 mil thread. So that gets me my lock wire in there nicely without having to mess about drilling something. So we're going to test fit this. It looks like it's going to be okay, and then figure out the torque values from the manual. Now when it came to putting the oil filter back on, I tightened it by hand, and then as I used the wrench just a little bit, just to feel how tight it was, I got quite a few extra turns that I couldn't really get a grip with by my hand. And then when it started to nip up, that was when I left it. So it's not on super tight, but it's nicely nipped up. Then the sump plug is 25 Newton meters. So we're gonna pop that nice and clicky. And then we can lock wire it. And the filter, I shall... Okay, so there we go. The filter, I have got a what I call a Jubilee clip that'll tighten around it, and then we lock wire the actual clip itself. I don't know how well you can see that, but we've lock wired the filter in place now. Not the neatest of jobs, but does the job. Now I'm not lock wiring the drain plug until I've filled up the oil and got myself to a good dipstick position, just in case I need to drip any out if I happen to overfill slightly. Okay, so we reached the middle of the dipstick, so I'm going to run the bike for about 30 seconds to get the oil flowing around. Alright, right on the upper mark there, which, based on what we know about the dipstick issues in the past, I'm quite happy to see it at the upper level. I will be checking this again after the first ride, of course, but that's spot on for me. Okay, so the drain plug is now lock wired up. If you are doing this for yourself for the first time, don't think too hard about it. The main idea is to just pull on one side to keep it tight, but we're not here to be aerospace engineers. Just do your best and it will be fine. No one's judging you at the technical inspection, just as long as it's sensible and reasonable. So yeah, so here's the original oil, and if I just swish this around, there's no bits and bobs in there at all. It's a nice clear oil, nothing tinkling around, so good news so far. So the one thing I've been looking forward to doing is adjusting the shift indicator finally from running in to, let's go for user defined. How do we do this? I've forgotten how to do it. Come on. Yes. Okay. Yeah, so that's okay. Just give me a second here. Okay. I think I've got it. So we're going to go for 11.5. Is that how we do it? $11.5, please. Yay! Alright, so we've got it set for 11.5 now. That should be a bit more spicy, shouldn't it? I've not even barely gone above 8 so far, so it's going to be very interesting to see what that feels like. So here we go then, changing out finally the stock tyres I've got my little machine here mounted on the trailer because it just helps to keep it in position whilst we're doing all the things. Better than trying to keep it down with your feet, I found. Anyway, this tyre is a bit tricky. It's taken me a few goes to get it over the lip here, and I did end up putting a mark in the powder coating, unfortunately, but there we go. We got the tyre off in the end, thank God. Give it a good wipe down before we go ahead and get the fresh Metzler TD slick. Trying to push this into position first, but it doesn't want to go, so I use the little tool there, lining up the mark for the help with the balancing, you know, lining up the mark on the opposite side of the tyre valve, then pumping it in with air until it pops onto the rim, and then we're going to find out if it holds pressure. Fingers crossed, but seems good so far. Okay people, it's Monday night. We are setting off in 3 days, I guess. So I was just packing a few things in the back of the truck. As you can see, I just did my tyre changes. I keep saying wheel, but I mean tyres obviously. So we've got the front wheel back in. I've made a mental note of the pressure in this tyre, and then tomorrow I'll measure it again. So this is 46 psi, and this is 44 psi right now. And when I've confirmed that they're both holding pressure well, then I can slot the rear one back in. I have done a chain clean, not a thorough one, but I kind of used the lube as a cleaner and gave it a bit of a clean, so hopefully that's gonna be okay. Just packing up a few more things here. Got my big fridge sorted out, so this is what I use. It's a 12-volt fridge. So I've got all of my drinks in there right now, and a bit of food will go on the top. So usually I have to power this up, you know, through the day before I set off, so that it has time to get cold. Well, I think we're just about there ready with the bike, guys. We can see we've got both wheels back in now. We've taped up the headlights, removed the indicators, and given her a last spit and a polish. And I am so excited to get going. She's looking really good now. I love how these tires look when you got a fresh set of slicks going in your bike. It's a good feeling for sure. All right, well, I'm still continuing to do some packing up, but I thought I'd give you a little last look of the bike, and I think I'm going to leave the video there, guys. We are just about ready to go, and of course the next video I'll be uploading some footage from the weekend, some race footage, some POV stuff, and a bit of feedback as we go. So I am so excited, guys. Cannot wait to get out there. She's looking super fine and ready to go.